Have you ever felt like you just don't fit in? Like there's something about you that's different? Well, let me tell you a story about a little star who felt exactly the same way. Up in the deep, dark midnight sky, there lived a star named Stella. She was part of the famous constellation of Twinkle-Tops, known for its perfectly synchronized sparkle. But Stella had a secret. While every other star twinkled with a steady, brilliant light, Stella wobbled. No matter how hard she tried, her twinkle came out as a shaky, shimmering wiggle. Her biggest wish was to be just like everyone else. She'd look over at her neighbor, Orion, who was so cool and steady, and sigh, "If only I could stop this embarrassing wobble," she'd whisper to herself. "If only I could shine perfectly." Every single night, Stella would practice. She'd hold her breath, clench her star points, and try with all her might to hold her light steady. She even secretly watched tutorial videos from the Star Academy on her little star path. The videos showed famous stars demonstrating the perfectly poised twinkle, but nothing worked. In fact, the harder she tried to be still, the more she would shake and wobble. It was so frustrating. Soon, the other stars in the constellation of Twinkle-Tops started to notice. At first, it was just quiet whispers. "Have you seen Stella's light?" One would murmur to another. "It's so wobbly. It kind of ruins the perfect picture of our constellation, doesn't it?" Even Orion, who was usually kind, pulled her aside one night. "Stella," he said gently, "I think you just need to control your energy a bit more. We all have to shine together, you know." His words, though meant to be helpful, felt like a tiny pinprick to her heart. She felt more alone than ever. Then came the big news. The constellation leader gathered everyone for an important announcement. A magnificent royal comet was scheduled to pass by their part of the sky, and a grand photo was going to be taken to commemorate the event. "I need every single star," the leader declared, "to be perfectly still for this photo. It must be our most flawless, most unified twinkle ever." A wave of panic washed over Stella. Perfectly still? How could she possibly do that? The thought of her wobbly light ruining the grand photo was terrifying. She felt a knot of dread in her starry core. Maybe she could just hide behind the moon that night. Yes, that was it. No one would even know that she was gone, and the picture would be perfect without her. The big night arrived. A hush fell over the cosmos as the royal comet appeared on the horizon, a breathtaking streak of cosmic dust and ice. Just as planned, all the stars in the Twinkle-Tops constellation held their breath and beamed their most perfect, steady light. The result was a flash of light so bright, so rigid and unmoving, that it was almost blinding. But there was a problem. The comet was moving much faster than anyone had predicted. As it zoomed closer, the pilot of the comet, a small, purple alien with big, curious eyes, was momentarily blinded by the constellation's intense, static glare. "Whoa!" the pilot yelped, losing control for a split second. The beautiful royal comet started to veer dangerously off its path, heading straight for a field of sleepy asteroids. Panic erupted in the constellation. The stars gasped, but they were frozen in their perfect pose. Stella, who had been trying to shrink behind a passing space cloud to hide, saw the whole thing. Her first instinct was to hide even more, but her fear made her wobble uncontrollably. Her light wasn't still at all. It was shaking and shimmering in a rapid, rhythmic pattern. And that's when the magic happened. The little purple pilot, blinking to clear their vision, saw Stella's moving light against the backdrop of all the other frozen stars. Her unique, wobbly shimmer stood out. To the pilot, it wasn't a flaw. It was a signal, a universal slow-down signal they recognized from their space travel training. The pilot immediately hit the brakes. The royal comet slowed down just in time, narrowly avoiding the asteroid field, and glided gracefully back onto its correct path. As it passed the constellation, the little pilot tipped their helmet and gave a grateful wave directly at Stella. The other stars were stunned into silence, They had tried so hard to be perfect, but their rigid perfection had nearly caused a disaster. The constellation leader floated over to Stella, their own light flickering with astonishment. "Stella," the leader said, their voice full of awe, your wobble. It saved the day. Our stillness made the situation worse. But your unique light was exactly what was needed. From that day on, everything changed for Stella. She was no longer the wobbly star who couldn't fit in. The constellation leader gave her a brand new, very important job. She was appointed the official emergency beacon for the Twinkle-Tops. Her unique wobble was a gift, a special signal that could be seen against any static background. Stella never tried to hold her light still again. She began to twinkle freely, letting her light dance and shimmer and wobble across the night sky. She learned that her wobble wasn't a flaw. It was her rhythm, her signature sparkle. Seeing how happy and confident she was, the other stars started to get curious. Orion tried a slow pulse. Another star tried a quick flicker. Soon, the entire constellation was experimenting with their own styles. Realizing that variety didn't ruin the picture, it made the night sky more beautiful, more interesting, and a whole lot safer. Stella, the once wobbly star, became the coolest star in the sky. Not because she learned to be like everyone else, but because she finally dared to shine her way. The story of Stella reminds us that sometimes, the parts of ourselves we think are mistakes are actually our greatest superpowers. The whole universe becomes a better and brighter place when we stop trying so hard to fit in, and instead, find the courage to shine uniquely. So remember, don't ever hide your wobble. It might just be your rhythm. Thank you so much for watching and sharing the story with me. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the stars. Shine on!